What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you. Now, guys, it's been a good few weeks since the cancellation of The Acolyte, and that was due to low viewership, guys. Keep in mind, although a lot of people will tell you that it was some big conspiracy, it was an attack by Star Wars fans who were never satisfied. It was that toxicity that they always talk about, and it was simply low viewership, guys. A lot of us saw it and we didn't like it and didn't go back to it, or some just didn't bother with it at all because we had the good sense, such as myself, to recognize a pile of crap when you see it and just to avoid it. But most of all, I think a lot of us felt like it wasn't for us. I mean, that's what we're being told time and time again when these new shows come out. It's just not for you. It's not for you anyway. It's for kids. It's for these people. It's for those people. You know, so I would say for all of the people who are coming out and just attacking, and of course, what's happened in the last few weeks is they've picked the same, like 4 or 5 channels to give free publicity to. So you've seen these targeted attacks to the usual channels. And of course, they're doing nothing but upping their success because these people are not doing anything but speaking for their audience. You know, and that's the part that they've never liked. They've never liked that the audience actually has a voice, a critical audience, that is, because of course they love the clapping seals. They love the jangling key people who will just go for anything, the mindless consumers. But of course, it's the ones that actually have a critical mind and are vocal on the internet, as we all should be on a free and totally freedom of speech platform. You know, that's how it should be. We should all have our say, and people should be allowed to respect that, whether you agree with it or not. But that's not what we've been seeing. But in the midst of all of that, I have pointed out to you that Acolyte actress Amandla Stenberg, she had made the point, and a lot of people make this point, that we don't even give these things a chance. We just want to hate it. You've heard people say this over the years. I heard Director X say it when we were critical about his Robin Hood. You just wanted to hate it. You never gave it a chance. Okay, I have pointed out to you that people spending money for Disney Plus, or people actually investing the time to watch something, is contrary to that belief. It's like nobody spent a bunch of money, and people did spend a bunch of money going to see The Last Jedi just because we wanted to hate it. No, we usually spend money when we expect to like something, but then we're told, lower your expectations. Now, when I pay money for something, that's pretty high expectations that I'm going to get my money's worth. You're telling me that I should pay money into something and not expect to get my money's worth. Sorry, I can't roll with that particular philosophy. But for what it's worth, guys, I had made the point that nobody just goes into something not liking it. We are told from the door a lot of times that it's not for us, or they tell us something that makes us not want to actually see these things. Now, I want to just point a couple of examples out here, right? Because with The Acolyte, it was them coming out just like every other Star Wars project, and them tooting this horn about how we're all about diversity, and if you're not all about our politics, you need to go somewhere else, and all of this stuff. I mean, it's a very, very strange marketing strategy that these people have, where they just want to cut and divide people up and say these people are our audience and these people are not, when it used to be that these things actually did bring people together regardless of their religious beliefs, regardless of their gender or their sexuality, regardless of their political beliefs, most certainly. But these days, no, you are enthusiastically encouraged to go somewhere else if you don't mirror what my values are. I talked about that with the so-called Good Times reboot as well. Yvette Nicole Brown said that this show mirrors my values, and if you don't like it, then to hell with you. All right. So of course, that's what you get. People go somewhere else, and that would be the end of the story. But what we see with The Acolyte and other projects is that after it fails, they come after you and they want to say that you are the problem because you didn't watch it and you have a hateful platform and all of that stuff. Like I said, they elevate all of the usual channels and point them out, and they condemn them. And all of these years, they've never been able to shut that down because they shouldn't shut it down. Once again, freedom of speech is something that we all enjoy. Once you deny one person freedom of speech, you have basically denied everyone freedom of speech. All you're going to do after that is wait your turn to piss somebody off. off. And that's the problem with this cancel culture right now. Most people don't want to acknowledge that it exists until it comes for them. But I'm not that person. So I'm going to point a couple of things out for you guys. A clear example of what I'm talking about, how they're the ones that start this. They're the ones who drew first blood when it comes to this. And I'm talking about the producers of these projects, you know, the makers of these TV shows and these movies. They're the ones who drew first blood and start this hostility. Okay, because we have everybody in the world coming after all of us, talking about Star Wars fans are the worst. The fans are the worst. The ones who actually bought into this so many years ago, all of a sudden, we're the bad guys. Nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. Why can't you guys just shut up and enjoy what you have and all of this stuff? How strange. We're not the ones who produce this. We're not the ones who write this. We're not the ones who make statements before the show even comes out that the show isn't for you. But what do we have here, guys? I want to read something to you from Kotaku.com, because as you guys might realize, or maybe you saw the trailer by now, Minecraft is coming out with a new movie. The trailer released something like last week or something. And of course, it's being killed with dislikes, right? A lot of people don't like what they're seeing. It looks like the same old thing, you know, identity politics, DEI, you know, and a lot of times this is at the cost of the story. So those people who played the game or bought the game for their children or played the game with their children, they're recognizing that this isn't what it is that we gave to our kids, or this isn't what it is that we played. It looks a little bit different, you know, and they're being vocal about it. But of course, what do you get? You get headlines like this on Kotaku. Sorry, the Minecraft movie isn't meant to be for you. Sorry, the Minecraft movie isn't meant to be for you. The new trailer revealed a movie that's going to delight its core demographic, and that ain't you, it says. Okay, so once again, guys, before the movie even comes out, a huge chunk of their audience is being told it's not for you. Now, you know that most people are not 9 years old for the rest of their lives. Some people grew up with this. This is nostalgia for some people. They're going to go see this movie based upon that. Kind of like a middle-aged guy like me is going to go see G.I. Joe or the Transformers or something like that. Those of us who grew up during those times, who watched those original cartoons, we're the ones who went out to go see that. I remember when I went to the Transformers, the very first one, and Optimus Prime came out on screen. You had a bunch of middle-aged dudes screaming their heads off, all right? We're the ones who played with the toys or collected them back in the day, got the comics and all of that stuff. But of course, people overlook that the people who were playing Minecraft back in the day as 9-year-olds might now be something like 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, or whatever. But no, it's for 9-year-olds. Okay, so it goes on to say, as the Minecraft movie trailer broke, the internet was immediately abuzz with cynicism and disappointment as adults across the world simultaneously expressed one thought: who's this film even for? What almost every single one of them forgot is they're not 9-year-olds. I'm very sorry to tell you, that is Minecraft's target audience. Just totally disregarding the fact that somebody has to bring these 9-year-olds to the movies. Somebody has to sit and watch it with them, and it probably should be entertaining to them as well. That's the whole point of family entertainment. But once again, it betrays that disgusting belief that a lot of these people have that families, traditional families, don't exist. That's what it is. All they're interested in doing, once again, is carving up their demographics, totally forgetting that we do still actually enjoy some activities as families in this society. I know that we're running out of places to go, thanks to people like this, but yes, it does exist. But once again, these people started it. These people drew first blood. This is what they did. Before the movie even came out, they declared, or it's being declared, this isn't for you. All right, so you can go somewhere else with that. You can't be critical about this. We don't care about that. All right, so there you have it with the Minecraft thing. Now, a large portion of their audience is going to be like, okay, forget it. Now, when it crashes and burns, that's when you're going to get all of the hit pieces about the usual channels and how they're full of hate and destructive and negative, and they have the nerve, the absolute gall, to actually be making money while representing the audience that you told to go somewhere else with their money. So they're going to give their money to these people and people who are actually doing independent creation, such as Eric July and Ethan Van Sciver, Fatal J, Drunk 3PO, Yellow Flash. I mean, there's so many people out there who have their individual projects, and it's just the beginning. You're going to see them morph into animation and live action, things like that. They're giving people an alternative where they're saying, this is for you and your family. You are welcome here. That's not hatred, man. That's just good business. That's something that you guys are not doing. So let me move on with something else, guys. I just want to show you a couple more things, all right? For example, all right, you might have seen the trailer for Agatha All Along, all right? This is the show that spun off of WandaVision, where you have the character of Agatha Harkness, who is finds herself powerless after the events of that TV show and everything. Like, anybody needs to see that. But here's what we have going on here, right? Here's how they lead. They lead with this. Agatha All Along star Sashir Zamata has explained why queer audience will be drawn to the created community of Marvel's witchy WandaVision spin-off. Okay, so it says the cast is a queer fever dream. And speaking exclusively to Pink News, former Saturday Night Live cast member Zamata reflects on why queer audiences will be drawn to the series and the connection between the actors. She says, I do think there's a lot of queerness in witches, and being a witch, being the other, you're cast out of nature and you're pushed aside for many reasons, Zamata explains. The parallels between a coven of witches, such as in Agatha All Along, and also in The Acolyte, might I add, The Power of Many, and the LGBTQ plus community, though, extend beyond that. There's something to creating your own community and using the magic within, she muses. The reason that you are different is the reason that you're special. Okay, so they're using that as a philosophy, as you will, to say that it's going to be, it's going to be attractive to the LGBTQ community. Now, once again, I think there were gay people. I mean, I could be wrong, guys. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I think there were gay people back when Star Wars Episode 4 came out, right? I think there were black people back then. I think there were white people back then. I think there were all different types of people that were drawn to that without somebody making bold statements that this is who this is the audience we want, or this is the audience that will be attracted to it. No, these things existed to just bring us all together, right? And that's the part that they're missing. They're not seeing that the diversity that they claim to be chasing so much has always been there. But what they want to do is they want to exploit, is what it is. You know, they want to exploit and they want to insult and they want to ultimately destroy. You know, and that's basically what we have going on here. Now, I want to bring up one other thing. Speaking of Agatha All Along, you have the actor. There's an actor in there named Joe Locke. All right. Now, Joe Locke has expressed his appreciation for Marvel in advancing the LGBTQ plus representation and suggesting that the new series is proof that the MCU isn't just for straight white men. Okay. Maybe I missed something, guys. Tell me when anybody made the bold declaration that the MCU, that Marvel, was just for straight white men. Once again, I call your attention. I'm sorry for waiting this long into the video, but I call your attention to myself. I should have led with this by today's standards, but you might have overlooked the fact that I'm a black man. I'm black. Yeah, it's a trip, ain't it, right? But yes, I am. And as you can see, I'm not a terribly young man, right? I'm not as old as I'm going to be, hopefully, but I'm not a kid anymore, most definitely. I've been around for a while. Now, I didn't just get into Marvel out of nowhere. I didn't just get into the geekdom. You know, comic book collecting, watching the cartoons and things like that, collecting the action figures. I've been into this my entire life. You see this hat that I'm wearing? Looks like it's been through a war. I've had this for longer than my son has been alive. Okay, I didn't just pick it up today. All right, I've been here for a while. So this guy is saying that Marvel, he's making the declaration that Marvel, the MCU, is not just for straight white men. And once again, the insult to that I always talk about, because you always have the straight white men, of course, that they always go to. Once again, the usuals. And that's what they're concerned with, because that's the way they want to market these things. They want to say that we are anti them. Meanwhile, they're overlooking all the rest of us who have always been here, including the LGBTQ plus community. We've all been here before. That's the reason why I've said so many times over the years that they're fucking with the wrong fandom. I don't mean that we're going to go stomp them out. I mean that we've always all been here. This is what I'm talking about. That's the reason why you guys look stupid when you make these types of declarations and assumptions, because we, the fans, we know all of the things that you're trumpeting. All right. We just want a good story. All of us. We don't care what skin the person is in, the lead character, as long as it's a good character. If it's a bad character and it's a black character, well, you made a bad black character. You can't call somebody racist because they point that out. That black character is bad. All right. If you make a bad white character, then you've made a bad character. All right. Because the majority of characters that you see in these things are going to be white traditionally, which is not a problem. But if it is a bad character, then they might not hang the bad white character on it because they're used to seeing white characters. But they will say that it's a bad character. It will be identified, you know, as it has been over the years. This is nothing new. What we see, we are opinionated about. We are the geeks. We are the nerds. And we have sustained these things. But this is what these people do. And once again, this is a terrible marketing strategy because once again, Agatha All Along has not even come out yet. So they will say, well, you didn't even give it a chance. But here you have them leading with identity politics and virtue signaling, which by now everyone should know turns everybody off. Just tell us, what's the story going to be about? Just invest in good, captivating, superior writing that gives us epic characters that we can root for. I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day. He was rewatching Spartacus that was on Stars not too long ago. And Spartacus was a great show. It was well ahead of its time. It holds up very well, by the way. It's a shame that the lead character passed away, but he was recast very quickly. Hashtag recast T'Challa, by the way. But anyway, they went on with the show. But the point is that show was incredibly diverse. It was incredibly well written. You had the gay people in there. You had all of that. But people loved the show. Kind of like Lost, a very diverse show, depending on how you feel about the ending. Not relevant, but very good show. You have so many ensembles that have been out there who have been diverse. You know, that's been all-inclusive. You know, you've seen all of these things. But they don't go about, even House of the Dragon, also very diverse, right? Wasn't impressed with the last season, but that's not the point. But the point about it is, guys, is that good entertainment will always be appreciated. The problem here is that they're alienating their fandom. You know, they're insulting us. They're starting these things. And what Amanda was saying, to bring it all full circle, what she was saying about how they decided they were going to hate it before they even watched it, that's bullshit, bro. It's like, just show us what you're going to do and stop. Maybe the internet is the problem. We have more access to these people and how they really feel about us more than we ever have. Maybe they always have been resentful of us, but somehow I doubt it, because you see old interviews with, say, like Anthony Daniels, you know, C-3PO, you know, and Frank Oz, and, you know, you see people who are masters of their craft, John Williams. It's like these people want to please their audiences. You know, it's like they want to give you that bang for your buck. They want to give you the wow factor. They didn't care about your political leanings or your religious leanings, and we didn't care about theirs. You know what I mean? But this is what we have going on today. So I just wanted to do my part, for what it's worth, to clear up that misunderstanding. When you hear somebody say, you just wanted to hate it, you know, you never gave it a chance. The show didn't even come out yet. You got to wait until you see the show. Show them this video, all right? Because the proof is out there. You can look it up. Once again, we're on the internet. This is the internet age. Look it up. Look at who drew first blood. Look at who started it. It's always them. They always lead with this type of thing that tells you what's not for you and what you shouldn't care about. You know, what if you have a kid that's in you, like a lot of us do in the geek fandom, in the nerd community? That's the difference between us and a lot of people. We have this thing inside of us, that kid inside of us that lives on. And we're attracted to things that might be for so-called kids. We want to share that with our kids. Those are some of the best people you can meet in life. And those are the people that you're saying it's not for you. So when we take our money somewhere else, don't be surprised. You're the ones who told us to do it. All right, guys, that's it. You can tell me how you feel about this in the comment section. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do so with the Super Thanks feature on each and every one of my videos. I do appreciate you spending this time with me. I will catch you in the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.